Glowing eyes, cliche behavior, evilness, that kind of thing.
This one's more of a blank slate.
Is it possible that the production and raising process has somehow hindered the development of the symbiote?
This I do not know.
Colonel, I recommend we contact the Tok'ra. They may have a deeper understanding into this man's condition, and in the very least, they might be able to take the symbiote out of him.
I'm sorry. Who are the Tok'ra?
Basically, they're an offshoot of the Goa'uld who oppose them philosophically in every way.
You propose to bring these Goa'uld here?
They're very different. They coexist with their hosts in a much truer symbiotic relationship.
They are, in fact, allies.
And they can help?
We'll see.
Hi.
Hello.
I have an admission to make. You know Teal'c and I tracked down the Tritonin facility.
Yes, I heard.
Yeah. Well, I did it by going through your stuff when you weren't here. I was wrong.
I know.
Well, you know it was wrong, or...
I know what you did. I saw you.
Really? Because I thought that we were...
That's so good.
No. But you didn't try and stop us.
No, I wanted you to know. In some ways, I'm glad you did what you did. In others, I'm disappointed you were so willing to betray me.
No, I never would have done this had you not come to me first.
I should have told you outright. I was afraid. Tritonin is not available to everyone in Pangar yet. Taking it is a privilege, one that can be revoked.
I hope I didn't get you in trouble.
No. But our relationship, our people's relationship, if we ever are to trust each other, we're not off to a very good start.
I know.
You could make it up to me.
How?
Help me finish the translations in the tomb.
It is as though the symbiote within this man has taken a host before it was mature enough to do so.
And yet our scans indicate it to be a full-grown adult. Most puzzling.
Can you account for its lack of identity?
As you know, memories passed on genetically by the Queen, allowing them to be born with a collective knowledge of their lineage.
It is possible that the queen that spawned him was unable to pass on this information to her progeny.
Unable?
The knowledge imparted on her young by a queen is done so voluntarily.
In this case, if nothing were passed on to this symbiote, it would be, as you say, an empty vessel.
Can you remove it without harming the host?
Possibly. Although such a procedure would be dangerous. We would like to see the queen that spawned this Goa'uld.
Not a pretty sight, even for a Goa'uld, huh?
She is extremely old.
She's been kept in this manner for decades?
According to the Pangarans, they began using her for medical experiments over 50 years ago. She's been breeding symbiotes to make Tritonin for more than half that time.
All right, now, how is that possible? I mean, how does she make kids without a man friend?
Symbiote queens are able to fertilize their own eggs. It is essentially an asexual process.
Is that why you guys take hosts?
It is impressive that a primitive human culture could develop this process of creating such a drug.
Does it bother you at all that they use Goa'ulds like this?
No.
Okay.
The Goa'uld have done no worse than this to humans for centuries. That the Pangarans can use them for a beneficial result is surprising, but not morally objectionable to me. If that's what you mean.
I believe her condition is the reason her offspring are not mentally developed. Most unfortunate.
What is it?
My scans indicate massive cellular degeneration. Quite simply, she is dying.
I am sorry, Colonel. The Pangarans totally sugarcoated the whole side effect aspect of the drug.
Oh, that's a shock, isn't it?
While Tritonin does appear to cure most diseases, it ultimately creates far bigger problems than it solves.
How so?
The drug acts like a symbiote in many ways. Upon entering the user's bloodstream, it immediately takes over, completely suppressing the normal human immune system. The result is a powerful resistance to disease.
But
The healing effect is not permanent, and the user's own immune system remains suppressed. Basically, you have to keep taking the drug for it to work.
considering how it's made, we'd never create enough to sustain our population.
I don't know how the Pangarans can make enough for their population.
They don't. Only about 20% are on it, and they seem to be running into a wall as far as production's concerned.
They sucked the queen dry, Doc.
According to the Tok'ra, she's dying.
As far as I know, there's no way to reverse the drug's effects. If their queen is dying, as you say, it's just a matter of time before anyone currently living off Tritonin will be facing death as well.
Okay. O'Neill out.
So you wanted the gate addresses to the Gould worlds because you wanted to snag another queen?
Colonel, we have no choice but to replace the one we have.
Exactly how did you get to this point?
60 years ago, our archaeologists discovered a secret chamber beneath the temple. We found a sealed canopic jar containing a living female symbiote, perfectly preserved in stasis.
From our study of the temple, we knew that Goa'uld never suffered from illness or disease. We saw this discovery as an opportunity to learn why.
And of course, once the queen gave birth, we immediately began experimenting on her offspring's physiology, searching for a way to mimic their seemingly perfect immune system. After decades of trying, we finally came up with Tritonin. Seemed like a miracle at first.
Couldn't your scientists foresee the negative effects?
Of course. But what we couldn't predict was our inability to refine the drug. We were confident that we could solve the problems. We limited the use, but ultimately, we didn't see why we shouldn't begin to reap the benefits while working to overcome the downside.
We know the risks in confronting the Goa'uld, but tens of thousands of lives will be lost if we do nothing.
Perhaps you could assist us. Now, you have faced the Goa'uld many times. Your knowledge could give us a tactical advantage.
No. There is no tactical advantage when you're dealing with the Goa'uld. We've stayed ahead of the game only because we don't bite off more than we can chew. Usually.
Besides, we need to get you off the Tritonin, not find another source.
Our scientists have been trying for years to find a way to reverse its effects. We've made very little progress. We need more time.
Or more help.
It's important to you. More so than just curiosity about your history.
As you now know, the Tritonin may not be available to us for much longer. And when we run out, those of us taking it are going to die.
Well, not if we can help you find some kind of antidote.
Do you think that's possible?
Anything's possible.
If we could find a new queen.
Long term.
I know it's not the answer, but it could buy us a little more time until another option is available. This has been my life's work. My father's life's work.
Your father?
My father was the one who found the jar that contained the queen. He was attempting to remove a section of the temple ruins for further study when he literally stumbled into the chamber. Of course, he had no way of knowing that his discovery would eventually doom so many people.
The result is not his fault.
No.